We go into the winner bracket semi-final, and this is ridiculous, man. It's not even the playoffs, it's still the second group stage, and we have Moon versus Lin. $900,000 of prize money, more than 100 combined tournament wins between them.
That's just insane.
That is absolutely insane. I mean, these players don't need an introduction, but here they are. It's South Korea, of course. It's a battle between two 32-year-olds, but they are still on top of their races. Moon also, according to the Warcraft3.info ELO ranking, the best player at the moment in the world. And of course, his WGL title confirms that, where he won the title in the final against Foggy. And now we're waiting for our overlay to work, and it does. Without further ado, we go into this best of 3. It's Moon versus Lin.
Wow. There's a bit of banter going on here between the two, and something that we usually never see from Lin. I think he's teasing here. He's not really complaining, but yeah. Getting into a bit of banter here. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I guess this is the moment of time, though, to say thank you to Herr Wusel here for the 10 gifted subs, Tottestein for the sub, Klein Moog, as well as Talwin V with 2 gifted subs. Also, wow, so many subs here early. Thank you guys so much.
Indeed, a great start for this stream. We are on Northern Isles. In the upper right, we have Lin, the former WCA champion of 2016. Or 17? Could be 17. And on the other side, of course, Moon. With a Keeper of the Grove, he's not going back to Demon Hunter yet. On this map, understandable, I think. Level 3 is achievable very easy. And of course, expansions. How much will Moon still rely on expansions in this matchup? Lin was absolutely frustrated with what happened in 1.3.1. He asked basically everyone, what can I do against Night Elf? I don't know. I tried everything. And he absolutely did try everything. Shaman, Shadowhunter, Tower Rushes, Burrow Rushes, even Tier 3 and Tauren, nothing really worked. But we are on a newer patch. Night Elf is a little weaker, and the chances for Lin should be higher.
Yeah, it's a lot weaker, to be honest, especially in this matchup. Huntresses were super strong in this matchup, kind of dominated along with the Keeper. Huntresses nerfed, Keeper of the Grove nerfed. Alchemist, not necessarily so relevant. Moon usually likes to play solo Keeper in this matchup, at least used to. So this patch should be much better for Lin and for the Orcs in this matchup. Big thanks also to Nice Nero with a 17-month resub. 17 months and more to come. Keep up the good work, B2W, and Gucci Sui with the 15 euros. My renewed passion for Warcraft 3 is very well carried by you two gentlemen. Thank you again for a wonderful stream, guys. Okay, now let's get into this match. What is going on? Yeah, you mentioned the expansion, and Moon, we all know he loves his expo. He's not teching yet, so the Tree of Life should be coming up soon. Can Lin do anything about it?
Blade Masters in for the steal, gets the Lightning Shield as well. Item and experience go to the Orc, who's very close to level 2 and keeps the Keeper away from level 3. A few right clicks here, was creeping before, so not an immediate harass, but he went to the little green spot, got the item. Unfortunately for him, only a Ring of Protection, but he steals one more. One of the best last hitters in the game, and he almost gets the entire camp. What the hell is going on? Level 2 for Lin, and this Keeper is a little crippled.
Yeah, very well done. Also important to get the level up. Not necessarily for the critical strike, but you have more stats, and now he has another Windwalk as well. Looking at the marketplace, there was a Gloves of Haste in there, but I guess was rather looking for Circlet or the Claws. Didn't go for those. Still keeping the ring, by the way. And this is the big issue with Orc in this matchup. Usually in the early game, Grunts are supposed to be powerful, really good tier 1 units, right? But you want to keep them alive. They're going to be very valuable later on in the mid game as well. But the Keeper can snipe them out so easy. So what are the Grunts doing? They're just on the other side of the map. They're doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. This is where Orc has, I think, the biggest issue in this matchup, just early game. Your options are so limited, and that is why it's pretty much impossible to kill any kind of expansion coming up. And yeah, this one indeed does not seem to be getting cancelled at all.
Not at all, indeed. Moon is going into Huntress. Moon is going for an expansion, a late tier 2. What can Lin do with the time that he got? We do see Grunts creeping a little. Moon was scouting for that. He's not even going for the Murlocs. That's how careful he's playing this. Wait. It's a Spirit Lodge, Remo. Shadowhunter Shaman.
All right. We've been seeing this quite a bit in the old patch already. It's not like the shamans have been buffed or anything, but, well, not in the newest version at least, but previously they were. We have seen it with some success, right? Sometimes it really looked really good and seemed to be a good answer to the entangle, you know, being able to purge that pretty easily. But other times it really falls flat. I think what you have to get going here is strong hero levels. At the moment, that is absolutely not the case for the Orc.
That's true, but also the Keeper is not level 3. He will be level 3 with his expansion creep. Of course, the Blade Master can't do too much against that, but I think Lin's early game was quite nice. No Keeper in his base. He kept him so busy that there was simply no time for Moon to go for the burrows, to go for the peons. That's something we usually see in every single game of a Keeper against Orc. Just harass to delay the Orc, but that's just not happening.
And I like that as well. Getting the level 3 Keeper early, I think, should be a massive priority. It just gives you so much power on the map. With a second hero, or even without a second hero, that level 3 on the Keeper, in addition to, with the Huntresses, is going to be super scary for the Orc. That is the reason why we see Shaman nowadays. They don't have AoE dispel, but they have a single target dispel against the Entangle. Is that going to be strong enough to hold off against the Night Elf power along with the Grunts? We'll have to see. And Lin is going for an early counter expansion.
Yes.
Much earlier than I think I've ever seen before in this match.
I agree, like tier 2 almost straight into expansion. But the army of Moon isn't that powerful, I guess. There will be Serpent Wards, I guess. No, it's Heal Wave first, but no Hex first, so that indicates Serpent Wards for sure.
And look at the timing on the Blade. Not only does he cancel the Haunted Goldmine, buying lots of time for himself, but it's also time for his own expansion. Yeah. So smart. He's dropping low though, a little bit dangerous. I guess he forgot to heal salve himself when he was going south, which is really weird.
He does
or
have
maybe he was attacked by a creep or something. Kind of strange.
Indeed, but he has a staff. He can go to the Shadow Hunter real quick. Treants are harassing. He can deal with that, of course, as he has Shaman, Dispel, and Serpent Wards, and the Grunts. Moon is coming in, though, with his army. Blade Master is staffing in now. Second Shaman, super important, but yeah, the health on the Blade Master is an issue.
Going for the Shadow Hunter first here. Heal Scroll popped early, getting back to safety. One of the Shaman being micro-backed pretty late, especially for Lin's standard. Still keeps him alive though. Shadow has to expend plenty of mana here, and now with new Treants being summoned, I doubt that this Expo will be coming up. Can Lin at least get some return kills? So far it doesn't look like it. Only getting the Treants here, using some purges on them as well. Another Shaman coming in though. Wait a minute. Most of the Treants are gone.
Yeah.
Can he perhaps hold on to this expansion?
That's a little...
Huntress damage has been lowered.
They're all super hurt, man. There's a new set of Treants coming. He wants to deal this damage. He needs some new purges, I guess. Grunts are taking care. Man, this is so close. Modus going in with more right clicks, overwhelming mass of Hunters, and he gets the expansion in the end. And not too many losses either. I think one Huntress and the second one microed away perfectly. Okay, 2 Archers, but that's absolutely okay for Moon. The most kills were only on the Treants. The Shaman are super low now. Shadow Hunter close to 3. Okay, that's good for Lin, but Expo cancelled. Has to be set up again. No Raiders as the Bestiary was so late. And Moon's expansion is established. He is mining. He is at tier 2. Whew, that was close, but very, very important for Moon to get this.
Absolutely, had to get that with how much he committed. But yes, it was cancelled, but if it comes up now, I think it's still okay. Because there was a better position after this fight on the map for the Orc. He was able to get to the shop, got the 2 consumables, the big one, the Heal Scroll and the Invul. Very, very important. The Moon Juice now, by the way, is not looking too great, and it only kind of hit daytime. So I don't know if Moon can be too aggressive here moving forward. His TP is gone. He's still not level 4. Meaning no level 2 entangle, by the way. Notice in the last fight he used no entangles at all. It was all Treants. But yes, again, the healing is looking a little bit iffy here for the Orc, as plenty of these Shamans are still badly bruised.
Would love to see Lightning Shield. Of course, it's a little meme that I love this, but against these masses of Hunters, you should be going for that, I guess. But the issue is, of course, mana on the Shaman. Moon is bringing in Wisp for the Detonate to drain the mana on the Shaman in the back, and the Shadow Hunter, who's using his mana early. Still an overwhelming mass of Treants. There's no AoE Dispel, mind you. There's no Walkers to deal with that, and the mana on the Shaman are looking very grim. The Grunts are falling as well. Heal Wave rattling through. But for how much longer?
The Keeper, though, also low mana himself. Blade Master dropping lower, still has that invulnerability, though, available. Dust coming in, not going to be resulting in too much. And now the first Wind Rider adding plenty of damage towards these Huntresses. Blade Master's trying to take out these Archers, and then there's basically no anti-air. Heal Wave again.
Ballsy move to not go for the Blade Master. Invo Potion popped. Wyvern is still in the fight, but now has to be moved out and dies. A walking XP tomb. The Grunts are falling as well. Lin with heavy losses, and still 4 Huntress. An overwhelming mass again. He's killing quite some stuff, but he needs to get this expo. No mana anymore. Is the damage of these Huntress enough? Can the Blade Master carry? No. Lin cancels it again for the second time. That's so much gold down the drain. Moon is at 1,000 gold with 50 supply and more stuff coming. Ouch, that hurt again.
And those Wind Riders, were they the right call?
What else? Like, Raider and Snare takes a little longer, and they don't do that much damage, and there wasn't too much anti-air. I think the Wyvern was a good call, but I don't know. I'm not too sure about the fast expansion.
Wasn't too much anti-air, but there was enough in the end. There was a couple of Archers. Moon was ready. What if he... I mean, it's more expensive, of course, but what if he goes for a Kodo? Can he squeeze in a Lumber Mill, a War Mill there somewhere?
Hard to judge. He has now 800 gold. It's not going to tier 3, just Raider Shaman now.
Heroes are pretty good though. Level 4 Shadow, which is a big level up for him here. There's going to be level 2 Snakes, level 4 on the Blade Master as well. Finding a ring again. Pretty unlucky with his drops here, we have to say. One of mana stealing, not too bad. It's going to be a big mana swing. Especially if you use a dependent for it, going to be even more so the case. But Moon is getting a big army up. It's only tier 1 stuff, but it's plenty upgraded as 2-1 is coming in here very soon.
Oh boy, and he's still floating in 1,000 gold. Breaking upkeep now. He was a little greedy. Has now an Ankh, Heal Scroll, Protection Scroll, and the Greater Healing. And it's closing in on level 5 as he plays this hero solo. Gets the bonus experience, of course, as he is tier 2 without a second hero. But yeah, you were mentioning it. The heroes of the Orcs, they are the carry now. Blade Master gets an Invo Potion as well. That's great to free himself from the entangling roots.
Shaman do have Adept, by the way, so Lightning Shield could be used. Issue is, whatever you cast Lightning Shield on is probably going to be getting sniped pretty quickly. You don't have Spirit Link here. You don't have that to tank up your army. Maybe the Blade? But even that... Wow! Did he retrade?
Mirror image.
I know. It's a level 1 mirror image.
Yeah.
Wind Rider here getting taken out pretty quickly. But the Snakes, man, they are so strong against these Hunters. And now we have the Lightning Shield on the Blade Master. Quick Dispel, though. I think it was a Wisp. Getting rid of that immediately. Blade dropping low, dropping real low, coming in with a heal wave one more time. It's so hard to fight through this Night Elf army. Even more armor now with a Scroll of Protection on everything. Moon is trying to, or Lin rather, is trying to find those kills now. Even Shadow Melt being used, and Moon TPing out before he loses too much, and very well indeed, saving so much of his army.
Same goes for Lin. Lots of units in deep red here, trying to get some last hits with the Treants, but Lin says no. But he needs the time for healing now, and especially mana regen. The Shadow Hunter was dry very, very early on in this fight. Couldn't support this army with even more Snake Sticks. There's no shop, but the expansion is finally coming up. Does this save him? Yeah. Moon is still at 70 supply.
That means plenty of mana, or plenty of gold, meaning plenty of mana. You also got the one heal scroll on this map. It's a big map, but we only have a single shop, and the heal scroll is going to be on cooldown for a long time, which Moon would love to have. Look at his army. That's always the issue when you go for this heavy tier 1 style with no rejuvenation and no Wellspring upgrade. It's going to be really hard to sustain. Is he looking for a heal wards maybe at the shop? It's not in there.
When of Illusion. Interesting choice. He has so much stuff and no AoE except the Lightning Shield. But okay, Expo up, no tower fortification. Maybe that's a little mistake.
And still no War Mill for him. He's saving the money on this. Still not an upkeep though. Still sitting at 50.
Yeah.
Then I think it's time to produce, my friend.
It's not really time to start creeping as Moon is knocking on the door again. So many archers, so many hunters. Okay, he wants some levels, he wants some experience. There's the Shadow Hunter, by the way.
Another ring. This is the third ring for Lin this game.
That's really unfortunate. Look at this arc of archers. What can he do? He can't really repair thanks to the bouncing glaives. He's coming in now, switches to target, and here double lightning shield now for the necessary AoE. But you said it, whatever has lightning shield will be focused immediately. But this grunt is still up. Another lightning shield, triple lightning shield. It's so much AoE scroll protection against that now. Raiders are falling quickly. Shadowhunter used the clarity potion already. Only one. Whoa, mirror image tearing the Blade Master. Where's the heal wave? Field scroll being used, but how much more? There's no heal wave. The Blade Master is about to fall. No! There was one to save him for now, but still 70 supply for Moon.
And the Shadow's running out of mana, and this might be where this all is going to be over in a moment. Taking out another Wind Rider, level 5 now for the Keeper of the Grove. He's out of mana himself, but he may have enough army standing. There's still plenty of stuff. Scroll of Speed to get away. The Expo in the meantime, by the way, has fallen. Level 5 for the Shadow, though. He's so close to double level 5 heroes. Level 3 on the Snakes, 50 damage.
But only 2 of them remaining. Moon is still mining. Moon lost a bunch as well, like 15 supply. But what's left for the Orc? It's his heroes. One of them is low, one of them is dry. Lots of kills for Lin here on the table. Here is level 5. That is, of course, level 3 critical strike for even more damage. A reveal would be so nice now. Keeper is super close to 6. Here is Tranquility. He does have the mana, and wow, he's healing everything back up. And Lin taps out too much. Moon takes map number 1.
That was super close, though. Like, he lost this expansion so many times, but he was so close, just holding on barely enough. I think if this had been a Blade Master with, like, gloves, claws, and boots of Quel'Thalas, I think he would have won that game. That was not one-sided at all.
That's true. And the first attack of Moon, how close was this Expo of being finished? That was a few seconds, really, when he was about to leave already, and then thought, okay, I have to go for it. I need to kill this. Otherwise, the Orc has way more gold and can take this home, I guess. But just the right call, just the right timing, just the necessary amount of damage for Moon. Good decision making. Good early game for Lin, though. We've seen this very, very differently during WGL, where these two have faced again, and it was very, very one-sided. You can see that the game for the Orcs got a little easier, and they have more chance in this matchup.
Thank you very much, by the way, to All with the 15 months and Yonti7 with the 6 months. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
That was really cool to see. I think both players are showing strong shape today, really solid play all the way through. If there's one thing I would question, which might be a personal agenda of mine, is the Wind Rider. I really dislike Wind Riders. They're just not good fighters if there's a counter to them. Was he hoping for Moon not being ready with the archers, for that slipping his mind? Maybe. Because if it's a well-rounded army from the Night Elf with archers and huntresses, Wind Riders really aren't worth their gold, in my opinion. If he goes for a War Mill in there, if he can squeeze in the money and go for one Kodo, which should be safe in the back, I think that could have been a better choice. But of course, War Mill plus Kodo is a lot more gold than a Wind Rider is, and he was scrapped for cash there for a long time, so not sure if it's possible. I just don't like Wind Riders, man. I don't like them.
Yeah, I think it was the right idea because of time. Like, I totally agree with you that they aren't the best, that there was an easy counter with archers. But what can you do? Like, War Mill takes too long and Kodo takes too long. In that very situation, Raider without End Snare, what do they provide? Lin was desperate for just something, some damage. And that's what the Wind Rider provided.
Yeah, Raider definitely wouldn't have been the right call. Like, Raiders are there to take out key targets. There were no key targets in that Night Elf army. It was just mass everywhere.
Speaking of mass, a massive donation coming in by KK, 30 euros. Thank you for the great entertainment. Glad you like it and glad you support us here on this beautiful Friday. What do you think about the early tier 2 expansion? Because I'm not sure if that's the right call. We've seen many tower rushes from Orcs. Lin had a totally different approach to this. Not attacking, not being aggressive at the mid of tier 2, but rather focus on an expansion himself. Would Shadowhunter attack be better despite not being tier 3? Level 3? I think that's the big issue with the strategy on this map. Like, levels on the Shadowhunter, or for the second hero in general, is really hard to achieve.
Is that an issue of the fast expansion style, though? Like, if you or if you tier 2 expand, should you still, like, you creep up the expo, you know, make the Great Hall there, and then you should still be able to continue creeping with the Shadow, right? In the best case scenario, around your expansion to keep it safe. I guess you have less army because you have invested into that expo, so that slows down your creeping. But I think you should still be able to find a decently strong level 2 hero with that style. I don't know, I like counter expansions in general. It doesn't put you in an all-in position. It doesn't put you under the gun, so to speak, because if you don't go for a counter expo, you have to all in, and if that doesn't work, you lose the game. Whereas if you get a counter expansion up and running, it can be a longer game. There can be transitions, there can be reactions. It doesn't shoehorn you into this one way of playing. But, of course, you know, with an idol having the earlier expansion, he can assemble that big army, go for the big push, and against that, the expansion might be weak. But then again, it was so close to working. It was so close. So I think this has potential, definitely.
That's true. A little more luck, a little earlier, then things might be going well for Lin. So I really don't want to criticize that, but I'm myself more more of a fan of this tower rush.
You mean like the tier 2 with reinforced defenses and stuff? And Spirit Link?
Yeah. That worked really well, but maybe not on Northern Isles. Maybe it's a map issue, really. But we'll see. Maybe it works a little better on Last Refuge, but that's should be an expansion map, I guess. But we'll see about that. Blade Master for Lin, the 5th race, decides to go for the Keeper again.
Starting off with the Treants here, increasing the farm speed. Gonna be pretty predictable here what the Keeper does early on. He's gonna be creeping up camp to camp, getting level 3 and expanding at the gold mine. Pretty certainly. Pretty easy to creep here on this map. But what's the Blade Master gonna do? Like, when's he gonna decide to be aggressive? What is he gonna bring? Of course the Blade Master's gonna be coming in, but what about the Grunts? Can he find some use for them here early on? It is definitely harder to find the right decisions to go for in this matchup for the Orc. But Lin is the master of this. This is why all the Orcs are watching. What is he doing? What is the right opening? What is the right play? How am I supposed to play against Night Elf? Everybody's paying attention.
Indeed. Things are starting a little better for the Orc this time as he gets the Claws of Attack, not the Ring. On the other side, Ring of Protection and Cloak can be nice against an harassing Blade Master who is, once again, not harassing instantly.
Yeah.
This is
But
a little...
is he gonna be in time? Oh, this would be such a big deal. If he gets the Ogre Magi plus the item, this would be tremendous for him. No, too late! Too early!
A little too early, but he got the ring. So he got the item, and the Keeper is not that tanky now. Reveal being used to kill this Archer. Moon is moving it into the creeps, and again, experience denied.
Oh man, he could have been level 2 now. Was that a low damage roll, perhaps? Since it's Lin, it probably was.
Yeah.
Normally he doesn't make those mistakes.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a stressful situation as well, though. The Ogre was dropping low, so maybe getting a little too fidgety. So, not perfect, but it's okay. The Keeper is not level 3. He's pretty low mana here as well. But of course, the Blade would love that level 2. But most importantly, the Expo denied and delayed for a very long time. And this is what this strategy for the Night Elf revolves around.
True, there's another reveal. So more hits on the Keeper. We got some results from the other games that are played at the same time. Grunt comes in for the block. It's 1-0 for Infi and 1-0 for Lawlight. So the Night Elf's dominating here thus far.
A player's forces are
Not in this game, though.
Not in this game, no. Another Windwalk, resulting in another backstep. Sidestep by Moon. But how long can he dodge him? There's another Windwalk, but no reveal anymore. Does he have something? He had a Grunt here at the laboratory. Not anymore, though.
But it's okay, like, they're just chilling here. They're chilling, and the Orc is getting to tier 2, and there's no Expo coming up. He doesn't exactly know this. There could be an expansion in the works somewhere, but we know that that's not happening. We see 3 Wisps, though, on the right side. Hold up. Is this gonna be an AP push or what?
AP push. Tier 2 is on the way. Oh, here's the reveal. Here's the backstab and TP out. Moon decides to not let his hero die as he is level 2 and he needs the time on the map. But TP forced. 350 gold gone. and progress stopped. So Lin again is going for the Lodge, for the Shaman, and for the Shadow Hunter. Isn't that the perfect counter to the AP push? Oh, he scouts it with the peon. So. It's nighttime.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if he saw
Dude,
it. It's
his
nighttime.
game sense. It's insane. Is he looking for the towers though, or is he looking for the expansion?
I don't know.
He's serving a double purpose here, I guess.
Yeah.
Another ring. Are you serious? Ring number 5.
Moon is not level 3 as we said. Blade Master level 2.5. In the main of Moon, there is Nature's Blessing and the towers are coming up.
TP is gone, by the way, as we said earlier on the Keeper. So this could be incentivizing Hex first on the Shadow, double swallow speed, and go for that kill.
He didn't decide yet.
Might be paying attention to. And yeah, the peon saw no expansion. I think he knows what's up.
Yeah, Warmel. Absolutely he knows what's up. He needs to gather some mana on these Shaman for purges. So he's queuing up quite a bunch. Oh, sees this AP.
And even realizes the grunt in time, sets the rally back,
yeah.
Saves him that way, won't be lost to an entangle. And dude, Moon is in trouble.
I agree. Second hero Alchemist now. And a few more Wisps to back this up. Can he buy some time to creep the Shadow Hunter?
Again, the Peon Scout, really nice. Sees where the army is, sees where the APs are, still starts the camp. Ooh, that feels a little bit risky. Merc's, of course, also gonna be a big help.
This item could potentially be huge. Boots of Quel'Thalas, and it is. +6 damage, more attack speed, more armor, even more armor. He's at 11.4 now.
Wow. He's not gonna care about that acid bomb.
But Moon starts the siege now.
Losing the shop here is gonna be painful. That's of course what you rely on for sustain in the Orc army. He has to start reinforced defenses here. Does he have the resources for it though?
He's trying to get a Demolisher out, but the barracks is very close to the APs. If Moon pays attention and focuses it right away, that's heavy damage to this catapult.
Repair on both sides. It's of course hard to keep those burrows alive. He still doesn't have the lumber, I think, for reinforced defenses. And losing that burrow would be really, really painful. And he can't do anything about it. APs take it out.
Lin is supply stuck. That means he has to save this Demolisher. But how? Look at this. The Hunters are there. The APs are right there. Here comes the focus. Where can he go with this? He's blocked. Has to open this up, but it's already down to 50%. And the Treants are hunting it down.
Yeah. Treants coming in as well. Oh, this is so difficult for Lin. How does he deal with all these issues? Purge is now coming to keep the Demolisher safe. He can go back here between these two burrows, but he's so supply stuck, man. He can't produce anything for such a long time.
Yet another burrow falls here. Repair now. Blade Master level 3 with good damage and good sustain. There's also no shop anymore, mind you. So no clarity is possible for Lin. He's in trouble now.
Big damage from the Demolisher, though. Hitting the ground with the ground target ability. Damaging all of those APs. He's using so much mana for the purges on only the Treants, but that's level 2 on the Shadow at least. Now he should have Heal Wave, I guess.
Oh, we have Glaives against the ranged army of Lin, who's engaging now. Can't save the barracks. Oh, Moon even going for mercenaries here and bringing them in. Good call, of course.
One Demolisher has to do so much heavy lifting. Blade Master thinking about perhaps going for some kills, but there should be a dust on the Night Elf side, so this would be very, very dangerous.
Yeah, but there's no consumable on the heroes. Maybe that is an opening for him. Reveal being used smartly to know exactly where the Blade Master is. Attacking now. One AP is about to fall, but yet another burrow falls.
Blade Master going for the Wisp, but he can't stay in there for long. Now he's getting entangled and acid bombed up, but not too much follow-up damage. One of the APs is getting really, really low. The Demolisher is still doing the damage. Now going for the Glaive, actually. But the rest of the Orc army is dropping so low. Is he now going all in? He's going for the first Glaive. Purges it, takes it out. But it's only going to be that one thing he's looking for.
Oh,
he has to keep the Demolisher alive!
Oh, no repair! The glaive kills it! Oh, the siege damage is gone! That's a big loss for Lin. The tug of war seems to be going into Moon's direction. Didn't lose a single AP, if I saw this correctly. Another burrow falls. Lin is supply stuck again. He's not even building... Oh, no. He's not going up to 39 supply. This is desperation. But Poison Ivy is keeping the Blade Master at bay. Dispels against it. But where can he go? Like, what can he do? Where are the targets, really? It doesn't matter if Moon loses a Huntress or not. Everything is in deep red range for Lin.
Can he go for a counterattack, maybe? Is that the one option he still has? Starting creeps? Okay.
He doesn't have any raiders.
And he's barely mining now, actually. Only a couple of peons in the gold mine. Okay, he's resupplying now. But it looks like this main is lost. Greater mana, please. No, greater healing only.
Well, for the Blade Master, it's not the worst thing, I guess. But yeah. Can he get a heal scroll? Yes, he has double heal scroll. He's not giving up this game yet. But what to do? He doesn't have a single raider. He can't go for the counterattack.
That's looking pretty dire indeed. GG. 2-0 for Moon.
Wow. People called it before, and it's happening. Moon, this was not the best game to go for a tower rush. It was so well executed. Like, everything pretty much perfectly, right? Never overcommitting, never taking too much damage, just sitting comfortably in the back and just waiting for the APs to do the damage. That was pretty damn good.
And I wonder, like, what could Lin have done better? The Peon Scout was so good.
I don't know if he saw the... It was night. I don't know if he saw it.
Yeah, I know. When the Peon moved south, he didn't see the APs. They came only later, but he saw that there was no expansion. So that it kind of has to scream out, this is going to be an all-in.
Yeah.
I don't know when exactly the War Mill came up, but it seemed like it was a little late. We never saw reinforced defenses.
Yeah, but it's so expensive, and the War Mill was just finished. He needed the gold for some army, and he constantly had to rebuild the burrows again.
Yeah, but of course, if he has the reinforced defenses earlier, if he had that War Mill earlier, he would have had more lumber earlier. Maybe there he wasn't going into defense mode quickly enough. Also, we saw no Blade Master running around looking for tower cancels. Is that even possible, though? Because the Keeper was hugging them with the Huntress. Is probably not even doable.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Hard to say, really, what he could have done better. I think the late War Mill was an issue, but other than that, I don't know.
Maybe go for Terrana stand and again try to push yourself, but maybe against Moon, that's also not the best thing. It's very hard to say. This meta is still developing here as the Chinese are not like 1 week and 1 day on patch 1.3.4. So there's gonna be better solutions soon, I guess. Whew, that was an action-packed winner bracket semifinal. Moon is in there. Infi is leading 1-0 over 1-2-0. I think the second game is already at 15 minutes. So it will be decided soon as Infi is playing Night Elves once again. So we go into a little break, and then we will be back with the winner bracket final. It's Moon versus X, or the third game of 1-2-0 versus Infi, of course, if 1-2-0 wins this. But yeah, little break, and then we continue the coverage of the most insane group in recent history. Stay tuned.